Here as part of this week-long series is Dan Caldwell. He's a Marine veteran and Vice President of Political and Legislative Action for Concerned Veterans for America. Dan, thanks for joining us this morning. Straight out, why is it so difficult to make things change at the VA?
Well, Pete, we have something called the Iron Triangle, which consists of the VA bureaucracy, which has over 350,000 employees and $180 billion. That's a very powerful force. Big government unions like the American Federation for Government Employees, and sadly, the Washington-based leadership of many veteran groups, not their local leadership, not their local members, but the Washington-based leadership who don't believe that veterans should have the choice of where they get their health care with their VA benefits. Unfortunately, all these groups come together to protect the status quo, and they pressure Congress and the White House to block and not enact meaningful reform.
Well, Dan, I think that's going to surprise a lot of people because there's a lot of, myself included, members of veterans organizations. You want to believe they're out there watchdogging. What has happened? Why does this happen where certain vets groups oppose the dramatic reforms that their members would want, Americans want, vets want? Why are they opposing those types of things?
Well, again, I want to be clear. It's their Washington-based leadership, just like any other special interest group. Once they're in this bubble here in D.C., they want to protect the status quo and they want to protect access. And you have groups, sadly, like the American Legion, which I'm a member of, I know you're a member of, that have staff that want to go to things like the White House Easter egg roll. They want to have meetings with the president. And they benefit from the status quo in that regard. And when they rock the boat too much, they lose that access. And that is a big thing for them. And that's why they are looking to block these reforms.
Sure. Dan, Donald Trump rolled out his VA reform plan 2 days ago, calling Secretary Clinton the secretary of the status quo. What really needs to happen at your gut level? What is the solution? And is what Trump proposed, real choice, accountability, would that make it happen?
Those are great concepts, more choice for veterans to use their VA benefits in the private sector and more accountability for bad VA employees. Those are great concepts. He needs to flesh it out more, and there's a great model right now in Congress. Kathy McMorris Rogers introduced a draft legislative proposal called the Caring for Our Heroes in the 21st Century Act. I'd hope Donald Trump and all the candidates use that as a guide for what real VA reform should look like. It's an absolutely outstanding piece of legislation.
It is. That bill, the VA Accountability Act in the Senate, there are bills right there pending, ready to go that would help solve this problem. I know you and CVA are hard at work on that. Appreciate you joining us this morning, Dan.
Well, thank you, Pete, and you keep up the hard work, too.
Will do. Ultimately, it's a fight. You got to fight the status quo to make something happen, and we're all going to have to be a part of it. All right. Thanks a lot.